Arsenal and Manchester City play out to a 2-all draw. Liverpool too good for Bournemouth, and Chelsea keeps the momentum going. And Man United, some missful chances. And what a way to end the Brighton and Forest game. Welcome to the Soccer Huddle. This is your boy Major. Yeah, the weekend that was, the weekend that is, the weekend that was. Yeah, this is your boy Mujarwa. He's just an ordinary guy discussing the beautiful game, discussing Kwiliamautu, and giving it my own opinion, guys. I'm not saying I'm God. I'm not saying my opinions are right, but I'm just giving you my opinions as I see it. My opinions as I view the football, cannot analyze it the way I want, and also I like you also to be part of this conversation as well. As you know, football is about us. Football, without the supporters, without the fans, there is no actual football. So let's just get down to it and speaking about things that are not happening. So early kickoff saw West Ham against Chelsea and Enzo Maresca's team. The momentum is keep piling up, and I think West Ham on the day they didn't show up. They didn't come. I don't know what's happening. We had high hopes. I remember I was one of them. We had high hopes for Lapotelli when he came to West Ham. We like, this guy knows what he's doing. As we saw Merkwa High go Wolves. We saw as well go the La Liga Sevilla as well. When we like West Ham are now gonna start competing at least to be a top 10 team, a top 8 team. But so far, it hasn't worked out. It hasn't worked out, and they've lost 3-3. Or yeah, 3-3. Is it 3-3 in home or 3-3? Yeah, they've lost. They've played 5. I think I'll check. I'll check for you guys how many they've won. And yeah, yeah. Barry, the best striker at the moment in the league, Nicholas Jackson, was a headache for West Ham, and I think another Palmer could have scored more in the first half. And just Chelsea just drilled, and they got a comfortable 3-0 win against West Ham, which as I said before, for me in that game, they never looked like playing. They never arrived in the stadium, and I think you see Chelsea the top 4 contender now as relevant as the results. For me, if they can continue with their winning form, if they can continue with this momentum and be consistent, I think the most important thing in this league is being consistent. And this small victories that you get from your West Hams, from your Southampton, your Ipswich, I think for me those are the points that you really need when you go. You can get a draw, you can get points from the top 6, but the league, I think for me, is one with these games. As you look at Arsenal last season and the season before, they dropped crucial points against those smaller teams, but against the big 6, they managed to do well against them. So for me, those 3 points for Chelsea, if they are trying to compete for the title or even top 4, they're going to be crucial. They're going to be crucial for them in the season. And we look at Tottenham and Bournemouth, Tottenham and Brentford again. Second week in a row, they score a quick goal as well. Mbemu this time around with a beautiful goal, and Tottenham came back and just guys, they just keep scoring. Solanke, for me, I'm happy to see him get off the monkey off his back and opening his taily for this season, getting that goal. Madison as well, Brendan Johnson again, guys. Again, I don't know how to emphasize this. The abuse that some of our players are getting in social media out there is not really good. It hasn't been a good week for Brendan Johnson. I think the past few weeks he's been abused on social media. That's why he ended up deactivating his Twitter account, his Instagram account. And you know what? Credit to him, because he rose up. He came during the midweek. He scored against Coventry. Again on Saturday, he scored against Brentford as well. And I think for me, chin up, Brendan, chin up, keep your head up, and continue giving these performances. For me, I think Tottenham, we've seen this from Tottenham in the past few games. If you were watching Tottenham games, they were creating chances. They were just not taking them. They were just not lethal. And they've missed Solanke, I think, two games, or one game he was out through injury. And I think as soon as they start as well scoring those goals, as soon as they start getting those goals, I think for me, there will be a team to be reckoned with. We've seen last season the way they started. It's unfortunately the way they ended, and some may say it was contributing to the injuries that they got. But we know Big Ange. He came here and he said in a press conference, he said, I'm a winner. And if these players don't want to win, unfortunately, me and them, we are not on the same WhatsApp group. But I am a winner and I want to win. And there's a stats that in every single season where he played or where he coached in that league, he won the league. So can this be Spurs? Yeah, you never know. You never know. Speaking of chances of missed, go on to my team, Manchester United against Crystal Palace, and I raise a question to you, the soccer huddlers. Let me know whether you're a Man United fan. I know there's people who are Eric Ten Hag out. They've never wanted him from the word go. Even now, can I ask you, are you now seeing the way Eric wants to play? Do we now see a style of play under Eric Ten Hag? The way he wants to set up his team, the way he wants his team to attack, the way he wants his team to line up. Are we now seeing it? We saw on Saturday for me, we played a high line, position based ball, we created chances. We were not clinical. We are like Spurs, we are like Chelsea. We are not clinical enough in the final third, and that is going to cost us. For me, it's going to cost us going forward. We need to start scoring. I think Zeski, the sooner he gets to score, I think Rasmus coming back from injury as well. We need him in that scoring boot. He needs to put in his scoring boot and score. We need to score. Games are won on goals, and games are not won on position. Games are not won on style of play, but games are won on position. And as much as we said last season, Ange came in and his team was performing or playing well in a style of play, but where did it land them? They finished fifth. So we need to start scoring. And I think Man United, for me, they created the most chances. They looked good. Bruno Fernandes was wasteful. I don't know why he was trying to do. He was trying too hard. So I don't know. Maybe Rasmus coming back from injury might be good for us. We must start scoring. And Garnacho, Ahmad, they looking sharp as always, the youngsters. So let's look. And Kobe Mainoo for me, yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe it's too early to say, or maybe he's tired, but he hasn't looked like himself. He's not the Kobe Mainoo that ended the season for me. And maybe that's why I said maybe it's fatigue. He's still young. He's a 18-year-old, and the number of games that he had to play last season, maybe it might be catching up with him. But Ogata is here. Maybe we can give him a chance. We can rest him and play, and then we'll see what happens. So, and then he'll drop. But what happened to Crystal Palace, guys? Speaking about Crystal, what happened to them? The way they ended the season is not the same way they started. They've played 5 games. They haven't won any of their games. They've drawn 3 and lost 2. They've only managed to score 4 goals. Or is it 8? What happened to Crystal Palace? Like the manager came with that fire. Ajabo Man United 4-0. The team was scoring. Mateta was winning. Go FPL. People were loving Mateta, Eze, Olise as well. And this season, it hadn't really clicked. I don't know if they're missing Olise or something. Something is missing. Or maybe also their centre back, is it Johnson or I forgot his name, that went to Fulham. Maybe destabilize the team. I don't know what's happening. Let me know what you think as well in the comments. What really happened at Crystal Palace? Because the way they ended the season is not the way that they started. For Assam, there were dark horses coming to this new season because of the new manager. They saw the way they were playing, they were scoring, they were firing machine. But so far, it hasn't been good. So far, it hasn't been good. Maybe it's still early in the season. We'll see. Liverpool, too good for Bournemouth. Almost a scare there. Bournemouth goal that was ruled offside. And I think from there on, Liverpool just punted. Luis Diaz continuing on his good scoring chance. And what a ball or balls. Is it balls or ball? But Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think as much as he gets criticized, his defensive work, and obviously people are right, but his offensive play, no one can never doubt that. And I think you look at the balls that he played, that first ball that he played to Luis Diaz, what a beautiful ball and what a beautiful goal as well from Luis Diaz. He's continuing in his run of form. Hey, 4 goals in 3 games or 5 goals in 3 games? Yeah, can he continue? Because speaking of goals, did you guys see Nunes goals? Yeah. I think Slot, if he can get Darwin to score, I think Liverpool are gonna be dangerous. I'm telling you, they are dangerous. But having unlocked Darwin Nunes as well, you've got Diaz, you've got Nunes, you've got Diaz, you've got Salah, you still have Jota, and you get all those 4 or 5 players. Gapco as well is there. You got them scoring. I think Liverpool for me are gonna be the biggest challenges to Manchester City than Arsenal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry here. Arrest me. It's still early days, obviously. But I'm speaking about the games that we've seen so far. I'm not speaking about 10 games in, 15 games in. I'm talking about the 5 games that we've seen so far. For me, Liverpool are the biggest challenges to Manchester City than Arsenal. I know Arsenal fans are in the comments now, but I've said what I've said. I've said what I've said. They are. I've said what I said. Like you look at Sunday's game, City against Arsenal, and I think Bernardo Silva said it as well. And listen, I'm not taking anything away from Arsenal. There's 2 seasons that like we've seen great growth from them. But Bernardo Silva said we play the games that we play against Arsenal and Liverpool are not the same. I don't know if that is him. I'm paraphrasing as well. I don't know if it's because Liverpool have won titles and Arsenal haven't won them in a while. But when you go to Liverpool or Liverpool come to you, they don't sit and defend. Like it's attack and attack. They show you that we are not afraid of you and we see a good game. Whereas with Arsenal, okay, let me touch on the Brighton and Forest game before I go to Arsenal and City. Let me touch on it. Forest started well, a penalty which was dispatched by Wood and beautiful 2 goals by Brighton. First, the header from who's that guy? He's wearing the number 47 shirt. I forgot his name. And a beautiful free kick for Welbeck. But Forest managed to come back and they scored on the break. I think Brighton never tried to go get that killer one, the 3rd goal, and unfortunately they were Gibbs wide with a beautiful through ball, and the 2 substitutes scored. And refs again took the spotlight. I don't know what happened. So we saw the tackle from Gibbs wide, clip. Then the referee said he got the ball. That's what we saw. He got the ball, and the bench was here. Everyone was up in arm, but the referee said he got the ball. 2 minutes later, red card. What happened in between? Was it the 4th official? Was it the roar from the fans? Was it the roar from the benches? I don't know. I don't like the referees. They say the referee's decision is final, but somehow now with the introduction of VAR and referees, like it is ruining our game. Week in, week out, we sit and we look at incompetence of the referees. And the PGM all will come out and say, hey, blah, blah, he was right, blah, blah, la, la, la. Like, I don't understand. Be consistent. If you're giving a red card this week, let it be a red card next week. Do not give excuses for why you didn't give it this week, but you're going to give it next week. No. If it's a red card, it's a red card. Why? Like, I don't understand these referees. I do not, like, you are ruining a good game. It was a good game. Prior to that red card, even the referee, even the coaches got red cards. Both the Brighton and the Forest got red cards. For what? For that one incident. The teams now are going to come out next week or the next game week without coaches because of that mistake or because of that decision. Come on, refs. Do better. So the rest of the games, Aston Villa were too good for Wolves, 3-1. Win there. Wolves are struggling this season. Fulham 3-1 against Newcastle. That is not a good result from Eddie Howe's men. Southampton and Ipswich play out to a 1-1 draw. Leicester, Everton 1-1 draw. We come into the last one. Super Sunday, Manchester City versus Arsenal. I predicted this game was gonna be a boring game. I predicted it's gonna be a draw game. I was right on one. It was a draw game. It wasn't a boring game. It had everything. Rodri getting injured in like this 5-10 seconds of the match, and in the 20 or 14 minutes he got off injured, and then Erling Haaland scored. Arsenal came back. They scored through. Who scored Arsenal? Let's go. Oh, Calafiori with a controversial goal as well. We'll dive into that just a minute, and then. Gabriel, obviously, we all know Arsenal on set pieces. We all know. Guys, I think the Arsenal set piece coach, I must get a raise. Yeah. Yeah. And then what gets to me is they do these things every single week, and no team is able to answer that. They score with set pieces. Last week they scored against Spurs. This week they score against City. Like, I'm telling you, he deserves a raise. He deserves a raise. I'm gonna look for his name in my next video. I'm gonna give him a shout out. He deserves a raise. That set pieces to Arsenal. Beautiful. So we go back to Calafi's goal. So I think there was scramble there, and then the referee called both captains, Kyle Walker and Saka, and then he dismissed them. And then Kyle Walker, for some reason, he took the time to go back, but then it's play on. Bafa Martinelli, quick ball, and then he passes it, he places it on to Calafi, sidesteps it into the back of the net, and they complain, the City players, I was not in position, I was not in position. But guys, there's another play where the same ball gets played to Martinelli. I might be wrong. Gets played to Martinelli. Kyle Walker is still in the same position that he was. So I don't know if the referee was right. I don't know if Kyle Walker's in his ball position or his position defending must be sorted. I don't want to talk about his defending in the corner, Gabriel. But you look at the two incidents, he was standing in the same spot. So I don't know why they were complaining. I don't know what okay, the Soccer Huddlers, let me know what you think. Were they right? Were City right? Were City robbed? And were Arsenal robbed as well? Because there was a lot of things that happened in there. The Trossard red card as well. For me, if it's a red card, then it's a red card. You know why I'm saying it's a red card? Let me tell you why I say it's a red card. Declan Rice was given a red card for the same incident. Same incident. As Arteta. For me, as Arteta, after that Rice red card, you like, guys, you see now, this season by Rabia. Let's not waste yellow cards. Let's not do that. And Trossard Wabona, they are defending deep in their half. It's a free kick. And even before the yellow card, they give him like that tackle or the foul that they give to City. That guy, he was reckless. How come level? It's not a shoulder touch. That's not a shoulder touch. That guy was like Trossard like and then the referee blows his whistle and then he kicks the ball away. He saw what happened to Declan Rice, but he still does the same mistake. I don't know. Like Arsenal, I know, guys, you feel cheated. I know Haaland, Gabriel, Bolo last minute, was no Cora the winner, but we all saw it coming. After Arsenal, after the red card, City started pounding. Arsenal were defending with their lives, and for me, the goalie City as well. I have to blame the defense. Arsenal, one of the best defense in the league, one of the best centre backs in the league. But for me, at that corner, they fell asleep. They lost concentration. They were. I don't know what happened. They thought the game was done. They lost concentration. Quick corner, and people were left unmarked because Arsenal were sleepy. I don't know if they were mentally tired because of the defending they've been doing, or I don't know, something that switched off, and they switched off, and that's how City punished them, and that is a sign of champions. I'm sorry to say that, but that is like you keep going and going and going until you get it. Next week we'll be saying the same thing about Arsenal doing the same thing maybe to another team, but on that day City did it to them. And again, before I leave, a question I raised to you guys. After 2 years of being so close, do we honestly think this season? Do we honestly think, given the strength at Liverpool, because we've seen Liverpool in the first, I'm speaking about the 5 games that they've already played, and we've seen how Slot plays, we've seen how dangerous they're becoming. Aston Villa continuing from last season, maybe we can put Spurs in there if they can put their chances. Chelsea keep picking up momentum. Do we honestly sitting here? And again, look, guys, I'm just asking. I'm asking. Can Arsenal take City again? Can Arsenal take City again to the end? Can they do it? Can they really take City? Can they? Okay, let me just say, can they win the league this time around? But that was not the question. My question was, can they challenge this season? For me, I think Liverpool. I'm speaking about what I've seen so far. They're the biggest challenges to City's title. Waiting, Polai, just me. Let me know what you think as well. Like Arsenal fans, I know you hate me by now, but it's an honest question, guys, because we look at Raya. By the way, was incredible on the day. He could have saved you guys 3 points. Um, can Arsenal really? And when I'm speaking about this, no Abasara excuses. They don't have excuses anymore. They have to go and win it. If this season is a do or die, for me personally, it's a do or die for Arteta. He must win it. He cannot come twice too close. What have you learned from that? For me personally, if Arteta doesn't win the league, if he doesn't go maybe to the semi-final or final of any cup, whether it's a Carabao, FA Cup, whatever you want to call it, for me, it's a failure. That's for me. It's a fail. It's a failure season for Arteta. What they do with him, it's up to the Arsenal board. And I know a lot of Arsenal supporters, but not keep him. But it's been